Creep is a found footage of psychological horror released in 2015. It's about a videographer, Aaron, who is filmed to hire a supposedly dying man, Joseph, for his unborn son. Disguised or truly a man on his deathbed, Joseph is completely consumed by an illness, real or not. Aaron films as Joseph unravels himself, becoming more and more attached, seemingly more strange and open in his frequent questions, furthering the uneasy feeling felt by Aaron. Aaron leaves after Joseph takes his keys, but Joseph does not leave Aaron. He proceeds to stalk and send weird mail to Aaron's house, which leads with an eventual meet and an eventual death. In today's video, I will talk about my thoughts and feelings on the movie. So, here are some of my takes and personal opinions on Creep. So I think Creep is such a hypnotic movie in its cinematography and its awkwardly long extended camera shots as it's deeply zooming, gazing into, Joseph's eyes, and it makes me really deeply uncomfortable in like a psychological way, not in the way that, hey, I'm looking at this guy, he's making me uncomfortable, I wonder what he's gonna do to me, but like just trying to understand what's behind those eyes in front of me, as in like Aaron's perspective, and the way that it is filmed as a two-piece of media. It's just very immersive. Like it feels like I am Aaron, or it feels like I'm watching like a live stream as it's happening, as like it's being unfolded in front of me. Is Joseph is really lying? Is he lying about telling the truth? Is he lying about who he is? Is he lying about what he wants from Aaron? Does he even have a son? And that is what really keeps me compelled throughout most of this movie. Now, there are downsides to this movie. I just want to talk about the first halves of this movie. So like before Aaron decides like, hey, I probably shouldn't stay here any longer. I think that this part from the beginning, when Aaron pulls up to the house, he's like, yo, I need money. He sees the axe, and the way the camera is kind of like panning nervously and it starts shaking as it sees the camera really makes me think that like, hey, maybe I'm holding this camera, because that's like exactly what I would do in that situation. I would start shaking. Like if I knock on the door that I'm supposed to be going to film for someone, it's just very surrealistic in the first half bit of the movie. But I do think Aaron decides a lot of things in the movie that not a lot of people can kind of relate with, if you get what I mean. Like he just kind of does things that basically says, I want to get killed. But it is a horror movie, and that is what you expect from casting in this movie. Well, not horror in general, to be honest. You know that the person in a horror movie is probably gonna die, or someone else is probably gonna die, one way or another. I really love the scene where Aaron and Joseph are running through the forests, and Joseph jump scares Aaron, and he says, isn't that amazing? It feels wonderful. That's what a near-death experience feels like. It's beautiful, isn't it? Intense. And the body language of Aaron and the way he's stumbling away but kind of trying to get closer to Joseph, as saying that, hey, I need to do this, like the desperation that this shows, that he continues on after this near-death experience that Joseph is kind of just portraying onto Aaron in this forest, after just mysteriously running away from him. Because they're gonna go find some like miracle water, as Joseph claims to have cancer, and he's doing this for like his unborn son, so he needs to hire someone, and he's just kind of a creepy guy, as you can tell by the title. Joseph's movements and his body language after exhilarating all of this built-up pressure inside of himself potentially the urge to kill Aaron. Maybe Yosef was completely pushing himself down inside, like these urges of murdering Aaron. And that can kind of being interpreted throughout the movie. You can kind of see where Aaron's just kind of looking at him with the chance of killing him, just like maybe I should just right now. And then when he doesn't, he just kind of runs away because he can't handle that big build-up. And the actor for Yosef really manages to just show that with his body and show that with his face and his erraticness and the way that he speaks. It's really crazy. And Aaron, I think that his actor is kind of pathetic, to be honest. I think that his character is just kind of stupid, but it's a horror movie. I love VHS and analog and found footage in general, so I am a really big sucker for this movie. But the second half of the movie, it kind of deliberately falls off, because you already know Joseph is a creep. Aaron isn't close by to Joseph, so it doesn't really feel like there's much of a connection towards the compellingness of the start, and the compellingness kind of dwindles down after you find out about like Joseph and that he isn't really like a cancer victim, a cancer patient, and he is just some like weird like incest furry dog person or whatever. And yeah, it just kind of falls off, because that question in my mind, that sort of like that need to know if he is really just like an insane patient, or if like he's just trying to kill you. And that's what scared me a lot, because you couldn't, like, in his mannerisms, it could just be a really sick person, or it could just be a really mentally deformed person as well. There's so many questions that race through your mind as you're watching it to the start, and then it gives you this kind of like slap in the face as an answer, and expects you to be like, yeah, that's it, that makes the most sense. And then Joseph kills Aaron, because Aaron agrees to meet with Joseph. So the end of the movie kind of sucks in my opinion. But the kill was at least at like a good angle. He left the camera in, Aaron left the camera in his car, and I like the angle. The long pang just kind of silenced the dread, which I get what the director was going for, but he didn't really pull it off so much. Like, the silence was too loud. Like, you made the silence doesn't need to be like completely silent. You just made it a little bit too loud. I feel like you shouldn't have just completely went with a different direction, went with like still a lot of questions left, and just more of a mysterious direction to Joseph creeping on Aaron. So maybe like Joseph reveals to Aaron that he's killed someone, and Aaron gets uncomfortable, and Joseph decides to completely take over Aaron's life in his own house, and he moves to a different place, and he still follows him. Something like that would have been cool, and it would have fit with the start of the movie, because that's the character of Joseph. Joseph seems determined. Like, he does not give up. This guy is on focus. This guy is the god. Like, crazy guy, crazy movie. I love it. I love you all. Thank you for 20 subscribers. Thank you for 60 views. Thank you for making me someone on this platform. Without you, I am completely nobody.